Thank you everyone for coming. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Can I get a roll call, please?
Mrs. Chafini?
Here.
Mrs. Deli is not here. Mrs. Morocco?
Here.
Mrs. Simmons?
Here.
Mrs. Space?
Here.
Mrs. Valone?
Here.
Mrs. Vitti is not here. Mrs. Zilbari?
Here.
Mrs. Tortorella?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Will you please stand up for the flag ceremony? Oh, it's back here, guys. Sorry. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interest is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of the Act, the Sussex-Wantage Regional School District Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, and place thereof posted in the school building and notice of said meeting sent to the New Jersey Herald and the Star Ledger. The Sussex-Wantage Regional School District is a responsive, caring, child-centered community. Our mission is to educate each individual to become a confident, competent, lifelong learner and productive, responsible citizen by providing challenging opportunities in a safe environment through a partnership of families, schools,
effort, and empathy. As I present each student with their certificate, effort, and empathy. As I present this evening, you will clearly follow when recommending him for student one. Caleb is kind, following when recommending him for student one. Caleb is kind, well-mannered student who most definitely spreads sunshine. Month is Cheyenne Ramo. Cheyenne's teacher stated the following when recommending her. Cheyenne works very hard in all of her classes and is consistently assisting her peers if she sees them struggling. If she is struggling herself, she is able to identify it and work with her teachers on improving herself. Here at SMS, Cheyenne is a part of our chorus and theater department, where she is excited about the opportunity to perform in this year's play, Frozen Junior. Cheyenne is indeed making an impact here at play, Frozen Junior. Cheyenne is indeed making an impact here at SMS every day. She is looking forward to high school, where she will continue to play softball and volleyball, and is extremely excited about many. It is with great pride that I introduce Sharon Prince. It is with great pride that I introduce Sharon Prince.
My name is Bianca Casani and I'm the president of the student.
And I'm Madison Wilson, the secretary.
Sussex Middle School has had a great month and the clubs and sports have a lot of great news reports.
Our 7th grade classes enjoyed a
About poetry. About poetry. This activity is sponsored each year by the SWPTO. We appreciate PTO's dedication to students.
The SMS Builders Club sponsored a winter coat drive, where 76 coats were donated by our district.
Let's have a rating this for Tracy.
To share with you this evening some of the activities that we have been having here.
At this time, I'd like to introduce a summary of fund balance in the general fund. We started off with a little over $7 million. Withdrew $576,000 from the capital reserve through a budget withdrawal. Also through a budget withdrawal, we withdrew $250,000 from maintenance. Used $2.092 million of surplus or fund balances according to the budget. Liquidated the prior encumbrances in the analysis 3023 of $1.5 million. Add in the excess of revenue and the unexpended budget balances, and we come to a year-end fund balance of $5.2 million. On the second page, I'd like to go over a summary of the different components of general fund balance. Some of these funds are set aside or restricted for purposes. First, we have the capital reserve. The capital reserve being used for the local share of project of the facility plan. Really good to have money in capital reserve. It's hard sometimes to do projects within the 2% cap without capital reserve funds. So at the end of the year, we had $550,000. It was down $419,000, principally due to a budget withdrawal for projects 2024. Then there's $250,000 in maintenance reserve, also very good to have a maintenance reserve. One of the easiest reserves, students draw money out during the year. Then the $250,000 can be used for projects in the comprehensive maintenance plan. Then we have the excess surplus that was calculated at 6/30/23, that's being used in the 25 budget of $1.452 million. Calculated excess surplus at 6/30/24, that needs to be used in the 26 budget of $1.4 million. $527,000 of unemployment compensation, so that's used for unemployment claims. Then the $379,000 encumbrances that I mentioned previously, and they vary due to timing of projects and orders. And then unassigned is $878,000, and that's at the maximum 2%. So on the third page, the calculation of excess surplus. Strictly all is the mathematical calculation, the by the state of New Jersey. So we take the total fund expenditures is $26.5 million, and that means 2%, for $530,000. And then I would add in some specific excess revenue from certain state aids, non-public transportation, and extraordinary aid principally. So that's a little under $348,000. So if you take the $530,000 and the $348,000, it gets $878,000. Then we look at the total fund balance of $5.4 million. Subtract out the money that's been set aside or restricted for specific purposes, encumbrances, excess surplus used in 25, and the different reserves that I mentioned previously. And we come down to $2.2 million, and we compare that $2.2 million versus the $878,000. And if there's an excess, that's excess surplus for the current year. So if you'd be kind enough to turn back to the first page, we go down two-thirds of the way down. I mentioned two enterprise funds. The district has two enterprise funds, proprietary funds. These are supposed to act like a business and be self-supporting. The first is the food service fund or cafeteria. There's something called net position. That's very similar to fund balance, so that net position increased $40,000 to $366,000. The increase was due primarily to an excess of daily sales and federal and state subsidy reimbursements, as well as a significant increase in interest earnings over operating expenses. Then we have the CARE program. That net position increased $17,000 to $193,000, and that was due to an excess of program fees for expenses. And finally, we have two long-term liabilities. The first is compensated absences payable. That's $762,000. That's an estimate that required to be done by the district. It's the estimate of unused sick and vacation time of the staff. And then, of course, as the staff retires, then the respective amount will be budgeted. And then we have the net pension liability in the PRF pension system of $3.977 million. That's the vested time of the staff in that system. That pension liability is responsibility of the district. It's calculated by division of pensions, and they go every year workers too. So, can I answer any questions on what I went over or anything else for finances?
You know, you also always give a thorough representation, but just in like layman's terms, can you kind of say for everybody, like the budget's in a healthy place, there's no malfeasance, or something crazy's going on?
No, we didn't notice anything like that. The records were in very good condition.
And you kind of conduct a checks and balances type approach
Yes.
too. You have to come in and audit districts.
Yes, we do a variety of districts of different sizes. Mrs. Riker, her staff do an excellent job. The records are in good condition. Then I'm gonna move on to the auditor's management report. I'm very pleased to report there's no formal recommendation, it's quite an accomplishment. We do have a few comments, so I'm gonna ask you to turn to page 3. When we're looking at the June bank reconciliations for the general operating account, we noticed that there were certain reconciling items which were not valid. We went right to Christine and her staff, and they reviewed the bank reconciliations, and I should say the treasurer is really responsible for the bank recs. The business office stepped in, reviewed the bank recs, determined there were a number of voided checks that hadn't been removed, and adjusted the bank rec for these voided checks, so no formal recommendation was judged. And then if you could kind enough to turn to page 4. The state of New Jersey came in and conducted a collaborative monitoring on a number of the different grants of the district, and they are very rough. Heard from everyone that's gone through this. So they issued a report and it did have some findings, but the district filed a corrective action plan, and that was accepted by the Department of Education, and they did have one request of addressing certain additional things added to one of the policies, and the district is already in the process of addressing that. So no recommendation there as well. You'll be kind enough to turn to page 7. This is regarding the food service program. We have to do this calculation where additionally whether there is any excess net cash resources. Pretty much every district that had participated in the SSO or Senior Summer Option Program during COVID has this net excess. Gives you an opportunity to buy any needed equipment for the district. I don't think it's a terrible thing. I've noticed some districts actually have to fund their cafeterias, so having some extra money that you can use for things you need is a good thing. And then what we've been seeing in almost every district is that there is a growing student accounts receivable balance. Unpaid student balances, it's currently about, what was it, 6/30/24 is about $35,000. It's very hard to address that, but the district is doing what they can to address that, so it's just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention. And then on page 8, we always like to include suggestions. The final hurrah to the COVID-19 funding. It will not be there next year because that will be over. And then federal grant receivables, the Department of Education really stresses, and we put these in all of our reports, so it's not like there's anything specific here for Sussex-Wantage. The state really likes to see the funding requested on a monthly basis, or at least quarterly. And then if you turn the page, more unemployment trust. Now, the payroll service provider that the district uses, what they're supposed to do is only turn over a certain percentage, because we're in a benefit reimbursement method. We have paid actual claims, but they do send that along to the state, so it's just a question of contacting them to see the state of New Jersey, to see if there's any funds due back to the district. And then the surety bond coverage, there is no required coverage for the business administrator, there is only for the treasurer, but we usually recommend that be at the same level, the treasurer and the BA, because the treasurer's position, when it was originally thought of, they had a lot more responsibilities than they do nowadays, and the business administrators really has control and access to the funds. So, and then the final one is on confirming orders. If the State Department of Ed comes out, it's just kind of a heads up, they do like to see the purchase order date in the state. Overall, an excellent report, records were in excellent condition. Asked a lot of questions. We're here for like 2 weeks on site, and we really appreciate all the help on this to our staff. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
At this time, we will move on to audience remarks. Members of the audience are invited to make brief comments about items on this agenda and matters of interest to the district. Any public comments? Seeing none, we will move on to the board secretary's certification, please.
Pursuant to NJAC 6A 23A-16.10C3, I certify that as of November 30th, 2024, no line item has encumbrances and expenditures which in total exceed the line item appropriation in violation of NJAC 6A 23A-16.10A.
Thank you, Mrs. Riker. At this time, we'll move on to the approval of board minutes for November 21st, 2024, regular and executive session. Can I get a motion, please? Thank you. Can I get a second? Thank you. Any discussion? Roll call please.
Mrs. Malone?
Yes.
Mrs. Morocco?
Yes.
Mrs. Chikini?
Yes.
Mrs. Simmons?
Yes.
Mrs. Space?
Yes.
Mrs. O'Barry?
Yes.
Mrs. Rosella?
Yes.
Minutes are approved.
We do not need the executive session at this time, so we will move on to the presentation of agenda items, please.
Thank you. Under personnel, I'd like to move items 1 through 19.
Can I get a motion?
A motion.
Thank you. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Roll call please.
Mrs. Simmons?
Yes.
Mrs. Space?
Yes.
Mrs. Chikini?
Yes.
Mrs. Morocco?
Yes.
Mrs. Malone?
Abstaining from number 13, Stephanie Short, yes to the rest.
Mrs. O'Barry?
Yes.
Mrs. Tortorella?
I'm going to abstain from number 9, yes to the rest.
Motion carries.
Under policy, I'd like to move items 1 through 3.
Can I get a motion? Thank you. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call please.
Mrs. O'Barry?
Yes.
Mrs. Malone?
Yes.
Mrs. Chikini?
Yes.
Mrs. Morocco?
Yes.
Mrs. Simmons?
Yes.
Mrs. Space?
Yes.
Mrs. Tortorella?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Under finance, I'd like to move items 1 through 13.
Can I get a motion?
I'll motion.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call please.
Mrs. Space?
Yes.
Mrs. Simmons?
Yes.
Mrs. Chikini?
Yes.
Mrs. Morocco?
Yes.
Mrs. Malone?
Yes.
Mrs. O'Barry?
Yes.
Mrs. Tortorella?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Under special services, I'd like to move items 1 through 9.
Can I get a motion?
I'll motion.
Okay, second.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call please.
Mrs. Simmons?
Yes.
Mrs. Chikini?
Yes.
Mrs. Morocco?
Yes.
Mrs. Space?
Yes.
Mrs. Malone?
Yes.
Mrs. O'Barry? Oh, I didn't say that. Mrs. O'Barry? Yes. Mrs. Tortorella?
Yeah.
Motion carries.
Under curriculum, I'd like to move item number 1, noting that the 12-16-24 trip for preschool, Mrs. Gomez, Warren School, attending the Winter Wonderland Activity Hour, is going to be rescheduled for January 24th, 2025.
Okay, can I get a motion?
I'll motion.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call please.
Mrs. Malone?
Yes.
Mrs. Space?
Yes.
Mrs. Chikini?
Yes.
Mrs. Morocco?
Yes.
Mrs. Simmons?
Yes.
Mrs. O'Barry?
Yes.
Mrs. Tortorella?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Referring to the addendum under personnel, I'd like to move items 1 through 5.
Can I get a motion?
I'll motion.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Roll call please.
Mrs. O'Barry?
Yes.
Mrs. Morocco?
Yes.
Mrs. Chikini?
Yes.
Mrs. Simmons?
Yes.
Mrs. Space?
Yes.
Mrs. Malone?
Abstaining from number 5, yes to the rest.
Mrs. Tortorella?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Under finance, I'd like to move items 1 through 3.
Can I get a motion?
A motion.
Thank you. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call please.
Mrs. Space?
Yes.
Mrs. Malone?
Yes.
Mrs. Chikini?
Yes.
Mrs. Morocco?
Yes.
Mrs. Simmons?
Yes.
Mrs. O'Barry?
Yes.
Mrs. Tortorella?
Yes.
Motion carries.
And under curriculum, I'd like to move item number 1.
Can I get a motion?
I'll motion.
Thank you. Can I get a second?
Also,
Thank you. Any discussion? Roll call please.
Mrs. O'Barry?
Yes.
Mrs. Simmons?
Yes.
Mrs. Chikini?
Yes.
Mrs. Morocco?
Yes.
Mrs. Space?
Yes.
Mrs. Malone?
Yes.
Mrs. Tortorella?
Yes.
Motion carries.
At this time, we'll move on to unfinished business. Does anybody have any unfinished business that they would like to discuss? Seeing none, any new business?
Two things, I'll make it quick. The first thing, is there gonna be a discussion on the AI policy before it becomes applicable?
Yeah, so I've referred it to the policy committee, they'll kind of hash it out, walk through it. Did I send you the Strauss estimate update? Did I send you a draft of like something that I made up? Yeah, so that would be the brainstorming talking point.
Okay.
Then it'll go through two readings.
And my second thing is there some type of phone apparatus in the classrooms that like not necessarily needs to call outbound to like, cell phones and stuff, but that can call like the main office and like, the nurse's station?
So there's direct communication from every classroom to the main office.
And to the nurse's station? Like if somebody has to go to the nurse?
It would be filtered through the main office.
Okay. Is there any way that it can be like a direct thing? I'm just saying like it seems like a lot that like the nurse has to call the main office and the main office has to take and get the kid.
Yeah, I mean, I would run through something like that with the tech department and the facility department just to give you an idea.
Mhm.
But I managed the infrastructure when I was a teacher of a technology integration where we did that. We put phones in every classroom. At the time it included rewiring a hard line to every single room in the building. And so it was probably, I'm gonna say probably be a $250,000 project. I don't know if they can piggyback on systems that we already have in place, like infrastructure. A couple of years ago, we had challenges with our PA systems in all the buildings, so we replaced a lot of those things. I don't know if we could piggyback on that, but we'll explore it for it.
Thanks. Anyone else?
As a secondary measure, there's walkie-talkie systems too. The nurses has one in their station, so.
Okay. There's nothing. Thank you.
Alright, so we will move on to audience remarks. Members of the audience are invited to make brief comments about items on this agenda and matters of interest to the district.
I have some questions.
Before you get started, Ms. Bart, if I could just ask, did Ashlyn get a donut and a hot cocoa today?
She didn't get a donut and hot chocolate.
Oh.
But they spray roads and the kids are going to school tomorrow, okay? So whoever makes that call, like, alright, so I have two questions. So my first one was number 3, oh, sorry, Andrew Sparta, Wantage, New Jersey. I messed up. Number 3 for policies. It says, math interventionist teacher, elementary school. How many are you hiring? What school will they be in? Like, how detailed is that? Is that like tier 3?
Yeah, so, it would be kind of like our vision for us, the equivalent of a tier 3 reading specialist, right? For the math realm. To be very forthcoming, we've tried this since the beginning of the year, since the summertime.
Right.
And we couldn't, originally we were looking for someone with a math expertise.
Right.
So you have a subject-specific certification in math, but then also have the elementary cert. Primarily would be at the Lawrence School and the Wantage School divided. And we've been unable to fill that position. So now we've moved into posting for a generalist certificate, where you don't have the math specialization, but a candidate might come in and demonstrate like a really high proficiency for math that you might think, oh, this would be a great person. So we're in the process of interviewing.
Okay, and also I was wondering if you guys got together, I don't know what the committee was called, I believe Mrs. Chikini was gonna have, I don't know the technical term.
The Student Achievement Committee?
Yeah, that would be it. So
Yeah,
did
so-
you guys meet or what?
So we had a
What's going on with that?
preliminary meeting, issued a survey to staff to kind of get going. We got some feedback for that. Tried to schedule a meeting, was it yesterday, the day before?
We tried scheduling
we
a
got
meeting
snowed
on
out,
Monday.
snowed out.
This is-
I'm telling you.
Yeah, and so we're following up with that in the near future,
Okay,
probably after break.
alright, thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mrs. Sparta. Are there any other public comments? Alright, seeing none, we do need to go into executive session. Approximately 30 minutes, action will be taken. Can I get a resolution, please?
Whereas pursuant to NJSA 10-4-12B, the Sussex-Wantage Regional Board of Education may exclude the public from that portion of a public meeting at which the board discusses any of the matters described at NJSA 10-4-12B 1-9. Now therefore be it resolved that the Sussex-Wantage Regional Board of Education shall enter into closed session to discuss legal matters. Now therefore be it further resolved by the Sussex-Wantage Regional Board of Education that pursuant to NJSA 10-4-13B, the time when and the circumstances under which a discussion conducted in closed session can be disclosed to the public is when the need for confidentiality no longer exists.
Thank you, Mrs. Riker. Can I get a motion to go into executive session? Thank you. Can I get a second? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any noes? Alright, everyone, we'll see you in about 30 minutes. Thank you. We are back in public session. Thank you for waiting. Mrs. Riker, can I get a resolution, please?
It is recommended that the board approve the following resolution. Resolved that the Board of Education hereby approves the settlement agreement involving student number 5962 and agrees to the terms and conditions set forth therein. Be it further resolved that the Board of Education authorizes the board president to execute the settlement agreement on its behalf.
Mrs. Riker, can I get a motion?
Motion.
I'll second. Oh, you'll second. Okay, great. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Space?
Yes.
Is it you?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes. Yes.
Mrs. Simmons?
Yes.
All I heard was this side. Mrs. O'Barry?
Yes.
Mrs. Zucchini?
Yes.
Mrs. Morocco?
Yes.
Mrs. Space?
Yes.
Mrs. Valone?
Yes.
Mrs. Tortorella?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Can I get a motion for adjournment?
Motion.
Not everyone at once. Who wants it?
I'll take it.
Okay. Can I get a second? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any noes? Have a great holiday, everyone. We are adjourned.
Yes.